What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Ken Frederick Podcast, episode 113, Star Wars The Last Jedi movie review. I want to say thank you for listening. If you just stumbled across us on the interwebs, check us out at kfpodcast.com, at kfpodcast on Facebook, at Ken Fred Podcast on the Twitter, and at Ken Frederick Podcast on all your other social media needs. And also, please check out our SoundCloud account. Just search Ken Frederick Podcast on SoundCloud. You can check out fresh weekly content every week. I think I said weekly. But
Weekly,
it's new.
fresh, new every week.
Yep, so...
Once a week.
Once a week, it's new. So
Webster's refers to that as...
I'm trying to really hammer down the point that they should check it out.
Yeah, once a week.
Once a week. Or
Is that
more.
once a week?
Yeah.
Really?
Or you can listen to it every day if you want, because if you haven't caught up yet.
Yeah.
There's plenty of things on there.
So, Brock and Lance are here, and that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
For this movie review.
Thanks, Ken.
Appreciate it.
And we got Dawn and Justin.
We're not here, Justin, so you don't have to record, and I don't have to do the video. We'll just leave.
They were the only one talking at the beginning.
I
So-
always try and interrupt your intro. It's kind of my thing.
Nope. I know I'm not going to let it happen. So, we went and saw Star Wars The Last Jedi, and we have opinions about this movie. So, we're going to do a little non-spoiler review. So, Justin, you can take it away with your non-spoiler review.
Really want to start with me? Okay.
Yeah, let's start.
This movie broke my heart.
Okay.
Aww.
I wanted so bad to like this movie,
I'm already annoyed with this podcast.
and I didn't. So I don't even really know what to say. Like I said, I really wanted to like this movie, and I just didn't. There were some good things. There were some positive things that I liked. But for me, the bad far outweighed the good, and I'm incredibly disappointed.
Okay, that's the first review I've heard that never said, didn't use a name, a title, or a character.
Non-spoiler.
Non-spoiler.
It's not spoiler.
That's the most
Skim to the
homogenous
top.
review I've ever heard.
Well, Lance, let us hear your review.
Let me hear my spoiler, my non-spoiler review.
Yeah, non-spoiler.
I don't think I do it as well as Justin, but I actually liked it better than Justin. I do feel his pain in some parts of the movie. Some of the characters were good. A lot of the First Order stuff is sort of cool. Really like the way the new AT-ATs look.
I like the Gorilla Walkers. I don't mind. I don't hate those.
Pacing was, but I mean, some of the story revelations and some of the little Easter eggs I liked. I mean, all in all, it was a good Star Wars movie.
All right. Brock.
I was very disappointed with this movie. I thought it dragged. I wasn't too thrilled with the story at all. They kept teasing a bunch of stuff that never happened. We'll get into that in the spoilers.
Amen, bro. Amen.
But I really can't review this without spoiling it, so I'll just say I'm disappointed.
All right, Dawn.
Hi. I did not like this movie. I think it's the worst Star Wars movie ever made. There's a bold statement for you. Even worse than anything that they did in the prequels. I at least found some.
What about the Ewoks movie?
Okay. It's episodes. Out of the episodes, not counting the other stuff. Out of episode 1 through 7, this movie made no sense to me. It was all over the place. It's just a 2.5-hour chase scene. And that's really about it. The villains are bad. The good guys are bad. And I was extremely disappointed in this as a Star Wars film. And I'll pass it over to Ken.
I guess I liked it the most out of everybody, and I really didn't like it all that much. I felt like there was characters did things that I didn't feel like they should have in the way that their characters have been depicted in the last two movies. I felt like some characters showed up for no reason. I feel like it was just very haphazardly thrown together. I thought there was times they could break the Star Wars cliches that have fallen on this movie, like the first one being so much of a New Hope, and I really thought that this was going to be the one that broke it out of like the new to the was it Empire Strikes Back, and it did, but it was still ended a Star Wars cliche. The best thing this is this is a typical Star Wars movie. This is the thing where, did you see the other movies? The exact same things happen. and it's frustrating.
I don't understand why people clapped at the end like they just saw the greatest piece of work they've ever seen in their life.
Because
they're programmed to do so.
Exactly.
Star Wars nerds?
People, and this, I think I said this on the last podcast. When I saw the episodes 1 and 2, I thought, I'm supposed to like this because it's Star Wars. Mm-hmm. And come episode 3, I actually liked Revenge of the Sith. I actually did think that was a good movie. This was the first one where I feel like I had eyes where I'm like, I'm not judging this as a Star Wars movie. I'm judging this as an actual film that I'm paying money to see on the same par as all the other movies that I've seen this summer.
Okay.
Because I feel like nerd movies have hit such a high standard that we can just Star Wars doesn't get by being Star Wars anymore. It has to be good, and they dropped the ball.
I agree with you there, but I feel like I'm hard. Like, if I just looked at this like just an action movie, which I think on these shows a lot of times we go, effects were good. There's some cool scenes. Like, I'm not giving it that pass. This is episode 7, and it's supposed to give me more than just. There were some cool ships and things look cool, and there's a few good scenes. I'll go see any other movie on episode 8. I'll go watch TV and see that. Like, this movie was supposed to deliver a lot more than that.
Well, the reason I think is because everything's been at a higher standard with us. We see it so much more.
I think if this movie would come out 5 years from now, if there's like a gap between the movies like there was originally, I think we'd love it.
Bingo.
But I think that since we're getting a Star Wars movie every December, it's just like, it's Star Wars. It's
like watching another episode of a television show.
Yeah, there's nothing special about it anymore.
No.
Well, go ahead, Lance.
I mean, I think they're having a problem with this. Like you said, Ken, they're retreading a lot of these themes that we grew up with through.
Yeah.
And billing it as, well, this is the next generation of Star Wars. I get it, it's the next generation, but it doesn't have to be so on the nose.
Yeah. It can actually be better writing than we're used to. Well, I know that's a far stretch because George Lucas is a master at writing a movie, but that was all sarcasm. They have to do better than before because they have the money and the brain trust and the backing of Disney to do better. Like, George Lucas isn't writing this and having no one as a checks and balance, and he just gets to do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he's not writing it in a vacuum.
Yeah, this is now a group of people who are designing where the Star Wars universe goes, and it needs to be better.
Well, that's the thing. I don't think it went anywhere.
No,
I think it was so lazy put together. Where they're just like, look, we got Luke Skywalker in this movie. The Millennium Falcon's in it. We got some creatures. There's some cool new AT-ATs. We're good.
Yeah.
We covered all bases. We're good. People will love this.
Porgs.
You could put the Jedi's
Those porgs.
on a bird, and people are going to love it. Like, and that's what they did. They didn't put any creativity into this movie at all.
No, but see, that's sort of the problem with Disney. Okay. Disney starts to look at it from a commercial aspect.
They're not looking at the actual work of art that the movie is. They're looking at how many porgs that they can sell in a pop vinyl.
Exactly.
box.
But then why are they doing it with their MCU movies, trying to still put out quality stories and telling? I mean, I know there was a couple flops in there, but they've had some good ones in there. They're not just crapping it out because it has an Avenger in it.
Yeah, but with the MCU movies, there's such a breadth of existing material to pick from. They don't have to come up with it on their own.
They don't have to be creative.
With the Star Wars universe, they're actually still coming up with canon. They're moving the story forward.
They shot themselves in the foot when they said the extended universe didn't exist.
Right.
Because if they would have said, like Marvel, they said, hey, we're going to take all of Timothy Zahn's books and we're going to adapt them to the way we see fit, but we're going to use their stories to progress the Star Wars story, it would have been better because all of the plot has been flushed out of them. They don't have to create anything. They can pick and choose what they want to put in and what they don't want to put in.
I'll disagree a little bit there.
I would not accept it.
Only because by making the existing extended universe non-canon, that didn't exclude it from ever coming into the story. So they can still draw from that for inspiration, but I think they need to be more clever about how they bring it in and the way they move forward.
Yeah, but that's the problem. they have to think about it.
Exactly.
If you would have just accepted the extended universe, all that stuff is sitting there. All you have to do is harvest it and not F it up.
Well, but the problem with the extended universe is what is canon and what is not, because so much of the extended universe contradicts and characters here and there.
But if they said, hey, we're going to just move on with some extended universe stuff and we're going to decide what the movie displays is what's canon, they can pick and choose between stories and flashbacks and things that exist and make a good movie out of it.
Let's focus more on this movie. We're going off on a whole Star Wars universe here, which we could go on for a long time. Let's focus on The Last Jedi. Let's get to spoilers.
All right, Justin.
Spoilers.
What the
Spoilers!
Here's a spoiler. The porgs are the best part of the movie.
That is not true.
Brock, give us some spoilers. A review.
Well,
Captain Phasma had the best part in this movie.
Captain Phasma was great. She got taller somehow.
She did.
It's like
She's 6'5" normally.
she's at least 7'2" in this.
Stilts. She's got Gene Simmons boots on.
She does. The thing that bothered me is the way they've been advertising this movie is they're making it seem like, oh, Rey's going to choose between this and that and this and that. And they just go beat that horse over and over again. Mm-hmm. And then she didn't do anything. She just like, okay, I'm just going to be Rey. And then whenever Kylo
back to
Ren
flying around in a Falcon, having a good time.
Whenever Kylo Ren killed Snoke, I thought that was going to be great. Those two team up and just wipe out all those guys. And I was like, finally, something different.
Exactly. And I got excited for that.
Because I called that last year.
Yeah.
I got so excited because they showed the synergy between the two of them in that fight. I was like, this is really going to be the start of something cool.
Yeah.
And it it all up.
It lasted. They killed those red guys.
I thought maybe Snoke wasn't going to be dead somehow, or he transcended into something
Well, when you
else.
get cut in half, you just get robot legs.
Yeah. But I mean,
well, his arm got... He was dead, I think.
Christ, what a waste of a villain he was.
Yeah, he just sat in a chair
is he
the whole
the biggest
time.
waste of a fucking villain ever in a movie?
What did you do, Snoke? I sat in a chair for
All
2
this
movies.
hype for him?
And how powerful was he?
Not powerful enough to read Kylo Ren's thoughts.
I understand that,
Yeah.
but
or to see his hand going like this.
I mean, from what we've seen of other Sith Lords in the throughout the movies, he's by far the most powerful Sith
he
Lord
was
we've ever
whipping
seen.
things around like it was no business.
Well,
He was the most powerful Sith Lord because he could Harlem Globetrotter a lightsaber around someone's head and pop him in the forehead in the back of the head with it. Don's favorite part.
But the premise behind Kylo Ren is that Luke thinks that he's the most powerful Jedi he's ever seen.
He got
but he's on
whooped
the
by
dark
Rey in the
side.
first movie.
Well, yeah, but the point is that he doesn't know how that's going to evolve, and I think it's that whole. I think it's. I'll leave it to my review.
Kylo.
Go ahead, Don. Tell us. Let it out.
I hate this movie. All right, I'm going to take Luke Skywalker.
All right.
He annoyed the shit out of me. I mean, all the build up at the end of the movie, when she's staring at him, I really thought that that was going to be his daughter, and I thought that would have been something that they could have built off. That he was trying to hide her from all this world and was trying to save her from becoming Ben and all this stuff. You know, that's where I thought they were going. A powerful lineage of the Skywalker story. And the way he looked at her and the way she looked at him at the end of the movie, it was very powerful the way Force Awakens ends. Like, wow, there's Luke and there's her. When he flipped that goddamn lightsaber like it was nothing behind his head, it instantly put me in a bad mood. I was like, what are you? And then he was like some hobbit that didn't want to be bothered. And I was like, this is bothering.
He was Yoda.
Shit. He was worse than Yoda because Yoda was at least entertaining. But his whole thing and the whole, like, he was going to kill him, but then thought about it afterwards. Just, I hate what they did with Luke Skywalker. I don't like the direction that they took him in.
How about the liberties they took with Force powers?
The Force powers went from a few things you can do to, like, you can manipulate, transcend time, and talk to each other. I don't know where they got that from.
I really enjoyed Force talking. I thought that was cool.
What about when he showed up at the battle though? Like, how they've never been able to do that before.
Yeah, from another planet.
Astral projection.
And he had like a hair.
From a
I was like,
galaxy
where did
away.
Luke stop and get a fresh haircut and the beard all dyed and everything? Got just for men, and then it's like not even real. I was like, when they shot him and then he dusted off his shoulder. I hated everything about that.
I'll be honest. In that scene,
So stupid.
when he stepped out, my first thought was, he's already dead, and this is his Force ghost. Because
That would have made more sense.
when they
Not that he did it, then he died.
Yeah, why'd he die?
he transcended, he became one with
transcend
the
my
Force.
ass. That was so stupid.
I don't like it, but I kind of see where they were going with the story. Yoda was able to manipulate the real world with his Force Ghost.
He made Sith lightning above him.
Bullshit.
Apparently,
Yeah, that was bullshit,
apparently,
too.
Luke has been meditating on that island for so long now.
And
he's
I'm
as
trying to say
powerful
one
as
more thing
Yoda.
before I pass this off to anybody else. What the hell did Princess Leia do when she got sucked out in the vacuum of space and then woke up and pulled herself back in?
She
I'm
was
like,
the Force-
no, that's not how that works. That was so stupid.
She was within the force field.
Ken, go. You say some things. I'm talking too much. I'm angry. This movie made me angry. I'm done. Good night. Have a good night.
So, I feel like they got to stop with the political messages of warmongering in these movies sometimes.
Yeah.
I like the fact that Star Wars is a politically charged film about oppression and whatnot, but whenever they're getting into the warmongering, and so the ship had 16 hours of force field fuel, whatever, and they had to go to another area. There was a casino. They found a guy.
The collector.
The collector.
Benicio, that's all right. Yeah.
Now he's like, is he like? There's
He
so
was
many.
the
Lando.
arms dealer.
Yeah, and he was the Lando. Yeah,
He's even worse than Lando.
Yeah,
Because he had no connection to the characters. Lando and Han were friends, and he felt bad.
but you know he's gonna pop back up and help him.
He's a douche.
God, I
mean,
hope not. He was the worst character.
They didn't even give him a name, did they?
He was the collector.
Yeah.
And they rode those horses.
Actually, his name was DJ.
Did they ever refer to him as
Yeah.
DJ?
It's the black guy from Street Fighter, the mini uppercuts. So, the only character that I actually enjoyed and wanted the best for was the chick,
Rose.
Rose that Finn was with.
Yeah, she was all right.
I hate Finn. Finn should have killed himself.
It's horrible.
I don't understand what Finn does other than make things awkward, because there's like weird chemistry with him and Poe, and then like I don't know if he's gonna like get with Rey or Poe or what, and then
Rose.
Rose kisses him.
Yeah, I don't know. Or according to the internet, everybody wanted him and Poe Dameron to be a gay couple, but I don't know.
That was
what's
a
going.
social justice
Yeah, I
warrior.
don't know what's going on with that one.
Finn has no. The only thing Finn's good for in the out of these movies so far is he knows where things are on ships.
You're right. That's
He's
his
just like,
purpose.
hey, I was a stormtrooper, so I know where the shitter is, and I know where the escape pods were crossing the shitter
He knew
because
how-
I'm a coward.
He knew how to pilot a vehicle he's never driven before, even though he's not a pilot.
And
doesn't
so
know-
did 10 other people.
So did 10 other people.
Oh, what, those weird skiff things?
We're skiing on the ground.
Real quick, and I know we're kind of getting out of
Nah,
all this
it's
spoiler.
fine.
Red salt?
I mean, this goddamn movie.
Is that what it was? Because I
Yeah.
just saw him lick the ground, and he was just...
No.
Salt was on top of the red crystal stuff on the bottom.
Because when the Falcon went down into the planet, it was all red crystals.
Yeah.
Yeah, I saw the red crystals, but I saw the guy lick the guy's footprint.
Yeah.
Like, is that blood? And
I
he's
saw
like,
his blood too.
He's like,
I was like, that's
That
disgusting.
guy's just leaving a trail.
I was like, I don't even know who this guy is. What, am I supposed to know he got injured somewhere?
Yeah, I thought he was like, oh, this is somebody important. He's bleeding to death.
I looked at him like,
Sister.
I don't recognize
Wear my
the
red
guy.
suit so the enemy can't see me bleed.
And then he had a Lowland Vulpix show up.
Yeah, there was a lot of those.
Well, thank God that they were there, because the sole purpose of them was to find the way out of that
Yeah.
cave. Because they just...
Well, but the thing is, they're also like, well, there's got to be a way, because that's how Luke got in. No, he didn't.
No, he Doctor Strange then is how he got in.
And I was really hoping that at the end, whenever he said, I'll see you later, kid, and
But he's
then
gonna be around.
he's going to be around, then he just dies.
Just nice.
So here's the tropes that bother me in this movie. And I'll
Tropes?
just... Yeah, like, it's just... So, they kill Snoke, like, Dooku dies real early in episode, what, 2?
3.
3?
And all the talk all year long of all these theories of who Snoke is.
Yeah.
All this time he's nobody.
Nobody.
He's nobody. Rey's nobody. Moving on. All that build up from the first movie, forget about it. They're nobodies.
Well, one thing, in their defense, they're probably going to address it in like a book or a video.
I'm
game or
glad. I have to
something.
go
But-
figure out the book or watch the extended cut. Wink, wink.
The whole
I get your
concept
reference.
of the in between stuff. If they only ever reveal Snoke in the books, that is a complete disservice to anyone who is a casual fan
Terrible.
that doesn't want to go and read every single thing that they print and pay Disney money for
He was
every
terrible.
tiny little cent
Absolutely
that they
horrible.
can suck out of you. If it's that important that they're going to reveal it in the book, they need to mention it in the
They
movie.
didn't make up $54 billion somehow.
Well, but I mean, this is the first. This is the
Amen.
first series that I've actually seen where you actually have parts of the universe that are only released or revealed in video games. Okay?
Yeah.
Real quick,
Those red guys?
because Brock said it. It's interesting that they released this Fox News today.
Because of how bad this movie is?
Yeah.
To try and make things seem a little better in the land of mouse?
Yep.
I can't believe they put out a movie this bad for a Star Wars movie.
Dude,
I'm
parts of
stunned
it-
by it.
On top of that, this makes me really worried about the trilogy they just handed to Rian Johnson.
Well, I don't know if it's his fault. I mean, he didn't write this crap.
He wrote it
Yeah, he did.
and directed it.
Oh, okay.
But
Well,
here's
then
my
screw it.
thing. If you give the reason I liked Rogue
Rogue
One,
Rogue One.
I forgot the name. The reason I liked it,
I
it was
liked it so much I forgot the name.
I liked it because it was a standalone movie that didn't tie into the greater trilogy of Star Wars.
Well, I mean, it a little bit. Told the story of how they got the Death Star plan.
But it's not the Skywalker.
It was a
story.
one
Right.
shot.
Yeah.
One thing.
If you give this guy a trilogy that's not part of the Skywalker lineage, I think it'll be good. Because I feel like the stuff that he was trying to do, whenever... I really think Disney's the one that wanted to pigeonhole some of this shit in here. Like Luke dying. Like Yoda was a nice appearance. Like I liked that.
Yoda was fine.
This movie had so many peaks and valleys for me.
Yeah.
Like it was like, all right, the Yoda thing was really cool, but the way Kylo's now flipping out because Rey just left. Did she knock him out? Like,
I have no clue what went on.
and
in
how
that
did
scene.
she find the ship? And how did she fly the ship and get back
I
to
have
the
no
Falcon?
clue what went on
So
in
when
that
they
scene.
broke the lightsaber, the explosion knocked them both out. She just happened to come.
Yeah,
to
she of
sooner.
course she came to first.
Yeah. Well, she's.
But like you said, when those two went back to back, I was a little lifted because I was so negative, and then I
Yeah.
was like, oh. They're like fighting these red dudes. I'm like, this is cool. Like maybe the two of them and a redemption for him. They're going to lead against a different villain or something. I don't know. They're running out of villains, but then I'm like, you're just going right back to like this angry, depressed Ben
Crybaby.
Solo shit, crybaby shit with him.
And that was the problem with that, because once I realized when they kill Snoke, then there's no villain
no
other
one
than the
left.
First Order. And
I don't
Jedi
understand.
fighting the First Order is a terrible story. So they couldn't redeem Ben there because they have to have a dark Force user to finish out Episode 9. They got rid of their main villain.
Well, even,
But if you follow
This is amazing to watch Dawn break down mentally.
But if you follow the way the Sith go, there's always one master and then one apprentice. So
The apprentice always goes after. But now who's Ben going to go get to be his... Because if Rey had...
He's gonna get that little kid that was sweeping up hay.
Well, let me ask you
if
this.
Rey had joined with him, then that's like the scene when Anakin is asking Padme
just
at
wanna
the
watch you
end,
flip
"Join
out."
me, come with me, we'll rule the galaxy together."
but she's not a Jedi.
I understand that,
Isn't
but
she?
Rey is.
said she was.
Padme
Oh,
wasn't,
I thought we
but
were
Rey
talking about Rey.
is.
Oh.
And if she had gone to join him at that point, they kill off the rebellion. It's just the First Order left. Everybody loses.
What rebellion? There's 10 people left. There's only 10 people left in the rebellion.
from that cell.
No, that was it.
That was it. They have some other
Allies.
in the outer
Oh,
rim.
right.
But they didn't answer the call.
How about even this? Who's left in the First Order? When it came down to it, there was like one ship left, unless they have more scattered somewhere else. They blew up their planet in the first movie.
Oh no! So
They had 10 AT-ATs, and that was the equivalent of this major force. 10 AT-ATs.
So the way it works is at the end of Episode VII,
Their planet blew up.
the planet blew up, but the First Order actually swooped in and took over. I think it was the Republic, the New Republic.
Did they?
What was left of the New Republic? So they took over a good portion of the universe.
It
Leia's-
just feels like there's not a lot of them. Like, even in that scene when they're chasing them, I'm like, they blew up that big dreadnought, and then, like, Snoke has a ship. Then there's, like, a handful of Star Destroyers. And even when they attacked them, it was like 10 TIE Fighters came out. I'm like, is this all you have? It's like 10 TIE Fighters? Like, you don't have a bigger army?
in that case, it might have just been the ones that were operational from that huge
Yeah,
explosion.
I agree. It felt very diminished.
Felt very diminished. Like the battles in Rogue One were so. Remember that aerial battle? How freaking great it was.
Yeah.
There was nothing in this movie that was like, oh, we're gonna get a really cool. Every Star Wars movie gives you a really, at least delivers with one good battle. Am I right?
Yeah.
The only good battle in this was the Kylo Ren and Rey versus the Red guys.
And that was very quick. But you at least get a ship battle. You get something.
Yeah.
Empire Strikes Back. You had the big Hoth thing and all that. I thought like we were gonna get one. I'm like,
Well,
these are
well,
all
no, at the
crap.
at the beginning you had
A little bit.
at the
But that
beginning
was-
with the bombers.
But
That-
no, the bomber scene I thought was terrible. The only redeeming value of the bomber scene was Poe.
I like how they're like, here comes the bombers.
watching him squeak in and out. And,
Hey, look,
and
here
pull
comes the bombers.
Pull the fancy move.
Shoot those down. Is that
But,
all the
yeah.
faster they go? Can we hit the gas? Like, this is the worst fucking plan I've ever seen in my life. Move this slow moving thing over a hole. I'd have been like, those are easy to hit.
Well, and all the
No,
Dreadnought had to do would be like, somebody put it in reverse, please.
back up. I mean, that was like, God, these bombers. Then the girl with the igniter and
But you're talking about the same universe where they can't keep up with a cruiser to actually bombard it.
Oh, I know.
And
I
this is-
know.
this
That
is a
was
ma-
weird.
this is a- this is a major plot line.
Oh, that was terrible. I mean, the whole
ridiculous.
Plot
the whole
device.
premises of the movie is it's a chase scene, and they're like, oh, they're out of range in the blasters. I would have been like, can we step on the gas then? We're in Star Destroyers. We can't catch that damn thing.
Or
And
you can't have a TIE fighter.
Yeah, instead of TIE Fighter, they're like, it's just a little further. Oh, we're
Well,
not
no,
quite
because
there.
remember, they called Kylo back because they couldn't support him at that range.
Oh, yeah, they couldn't
So that's
support
why
him.
they can't send out the TIE
Yes,
fighters.
but if they don't
They had no
have
gunships.
but if they don't have any if all of their support ships are dead,
Exactly.
all the fuel is being designated for propulsion. I'm sorry, this is just stupid.
Exactly.
And when the people were walking around on the rebellion ship, just casual, I'm like, you're like almost dead. Like, what are you? Oh, they're just doing their day to day, like hanging out.
I think Laura Dern's character was a wasted opportunity.
Is that purple hair?
Yeah, purple hair.
Absolutely.
I couldn't figure out what her deal was.
Is she a first order sympathizer and sabotaging this whole thing? Is she a good guy, really the hero?
I
no.
thought
What
she was
the
just a
hell's going
figurehead
on?
waiting for Poe to take over. I thought Poe was like, I thought Leia was like, all right, Poe's going to think of something, so he's going to be the real leader
Yeah.
of this. And that's why she was
That
just
scene was such a letdown.
Well, but they hinted at her. They hinted that she had cred. I mean,
Yeah.
she had
But we
been
don't
in
know
a
who
battle.
she is at all.
we don't know
Right.
nothing about her.
Here's the thing.
It was Laura Dern.
That ending was a letdown, but it would have been great if it ended there. Like, because it was a letdown. It was that was the one thing that I would have let slide from Empire Strikes Back to this. That they just lost.
Yeah.
Like, they can lose a battle. This seemed to be like, yeah, they lost in overall, but like, now there's a spark of hope because
Did they really lose? I
hologram.
mean, yeah, they took a lot of the
Yeah, but
first order with them.
this is the low point. The third movie would be the redemption.
Yeah. This is the point where Luke dies.
That scene felt so weird. Where like Laura Dern's character, you feel like she's making the wrong call here.
Yeah.
Poe knows the right call. Like he's gonna save the day. He really knows the right call. Like this is what he would do because he's a rebel and he did things outside the box.
Yeah.
And come on, you got to get it to help. And then it was like, oh, Leia comes in, and just shoots him, knocks him out. I'm like,
Well,
oh,
sure.
Poe is an idiot and he's apparently wrong and doesn't know what he's doing.
Well, but tactically, to me, it seems like she knew what she was doing the whole time. She didn't want to tell anybody because she didn't know how they were following them. So one thing they never really explained, the whole thing about the active tracker and how they're tracking this ship.
That
Which-
made no sense.
That made no sense. But to me, you would almost think that somewhere around there was a first order sympathizer, and she
There
would.
was something they were tracking.
I thought they were tracking that thing that Ray had.
Amen.
Yeah, me
Yeah,
too.
Yeah.
exactly.
But if
They
that-
kept showing that.
Yeah.
Like,
But if that was
Yeah.
the case, wouldn't they have just found Skywalker and killed him? Though.
Well, they kept showing that thing that did nothing.
yeah.
Did they use
Nothing.
it at all through
No
the
point.
movie?
Yeah, at the end, that's how Rey tracked them through the tunnels to get
Or I
there
thought she
with
saw
the
the little ice guys.
No. It was the thing on her wrist.
That took him to
Alone
the
Vulpix.
general area.
Oh, I know what I want to say. This is me and him talk about this in the car.
That's not. You're not
In A
supposed
New
to-
Hope, right? When they're tracking Leia's ship in the droid shootout, the bad guys, the Empire, are aware of a little pod shooting out, but they notice no life forms in it.
Right.
The First Order, who's advanced from these guys, because it's later on, don't know that 80 fucking vehicles are exiting a big ship they're chasing. They have no idea about it because their attention's on the big ship. what the hell kind of scanners do you have in there? Do you have no clue to all these?
No,
Can't you look out the window and see them all going?
They actually said that those transports, they had some sort of cloaking technology.
Oh, get out of here with the cloaking
So
technology.
when did the
did
Romulans
base-
enter
Yeah.
the Star Wars universe? I don't know.
yeah,
But-
and then they were like, oh, there they are. Start shooting at them.
no,
Yeah.
the reason they found them is because
The Watcher
No.
or the Collector.
the Collector
Yeah.
actually told them that.
Which
they,
I was thinking, like, when did the Collector know that plan?
When
Well,
did
no,
he know
but-
that
but I'm-
plan?
but I'm
Because
thinking
Finn's an idiot and probably told him.
no, I'm thinking.
And
I'm
once
thinking,
again, Finn is the worst character in this movie.
Because he
I'm
sold him the
thinking-
cat.
Yeah, he sold him the tech. That was it.
And it just was so... Ah, shit, dumb.
So
So-
that ship that he
We're
stole
gonna go to that
was
planet
probably
right there
his.
that
Yeah,
they all
probably.
see. And hide behind a big door. Like, I was like, this is your plan? They're following you. Hopefully that door holds. Like, get out of here, Poe Dameron.
So in the car on the way here,
Idiot.
you were talking about an idea. What was your idea?
Oh, so here, and I've been wanting to bring this up to you since I was watching the movies the other day.
Just any movies or the
The
movies?
Star Wars movies. I was just catching up on some of the old ones that were on TV. So I watched Rogue One again. It was on HBO the other night. I caught the end of it. The best scene for me about Rogue One is the Darth Vader scene at the end. Because you really get to see, with the technology we have now compared to the late 70s, the way Darth Vader could be done.
Yeah.
And me as a Star Wars fan, I like Darth Vader. I mean, I like Darth Vader since I was a kid. I'm not a big on Kylo Ren. I think he stinks. So, in my mind, I ask myself, and I wanted to get some true Star Wars fans here, because I know you guys are more into it than I am. At what point do you think it would be good, instead of trying to tell all this nonsense, to just reboot the movies?
I don't think you ever reboot the movies.
And you get Vader like you had Vader in Rogue One. Stop trying to shoehorn him in the other movies so we can see more of him, and give me A New Hope redone with Vader doing all that cool-ass shit that he was doing, and a real awesome fight with Obi-Wan, instead of this crap that I just watched, where you're trying to give me, Kylo Ren and Snoke and all these people. Are Star Wars fans, would they never let the reboot to happen?
I don't think so.
Yeah, I think that there was, again, with the extended universe, there was so much in such a big time period.
So do that
where
too.
you had stuff where
Do
you
that
could
too.
just easily jump 300 years into the future and do a totally new show.
Do that too. I think you could do 2 Star Wars movies a year.
I
A
don't see-
reboot of the originals and something different.
I don't think you have to do a reboot of the originals.
Because you're going to get a Han Solo movie and all this other
They'll do a
stuff.
standalone Vader movie. Mark
Yeah.
my words.
Yeah. But, I don't know. Instead of watching more of these episodes, I would like to just see a re-envision New Hope done with the technology they have now and see how cool it could be.
They're going to do the exact opposite of that and re-release it without any technology.
Yeah.
The despecialized version.
Yes.
Yeah.
Well,
I-
here's the thing. If you want to see A New Hope with newer technology, then you just go watch the last movie.
Force
The
Awakens.
last movie was not Darth Vader, though. It's Kylo Ren, who I can't stand.
Yeah.
They try to make Vader, and
We'll
he's
call
not
him. We'll
Vader.
call him the Millennial Darth Vader.
Yeah, he's
I think they're gonna. I think Brock's right. I think they're gonna eventually do a movie that takes place between Revenge of the Sith and Rogue One,
Yeah.
and it's where Vader is hunting down the remaining Jedi.
Yeah, I know. They're going to keep trying to find ways to give us Vader when I'm like, if you want to just give us Vader, give me the original Vader and do it cool. Because that scene in Rogue One, man, that's one of the best Star Wars scenes I've ever seen when he comes in that ship and attacks him. That is freaking awesome.
Yeah.
And I would love to see, him and Luke have a cool fight and him and Obi-Wan go at it again and all that. And,
We're supposed to do an Obi-Wan trilogy,
yeah.
I think that's supposed to start filming in 2019.
2019.
Hopefully Han Solo, that's next year? Hopefully it's better than this. Because this was a pile of shit, is what I thought.
Yeah.
I understand you probably want to like it because you're a big Star Wars fan.
I want to like it, but there's parts that I did enjoy. I enjoyed.
The Porgs.
I fucking hated the.
Oh, the porgs. Wait, we even missed out on a part. How about the walrus that you milk and drink its milk right on the beach? Did you like that thing? That was a weird ass scene.
I like when it looked. It was just looking like it seemed like
That's
it's
a weird, unnecessary scene that didn't need to be in a movie. I don't know what the hell that was.
Or the caretakers of the Jedi Island.
They were weird.
Yeah, but I can let all that pass.
I thought they went over the top with weird characters. Everybody in that casino.
Oh yeah.
The guy with the flower, whoever he was supposed to be, and the little dude playing the robot.
I like the dude.
And then the milk in. I was like, what is going on here?
I was really excited because I thought they were going to bring pod racing back. I saw like the people in the race, like pod racing, and I'm like, oh, they're horses.
They're wrestling llamas or whatever, racing
alpacas, space alpacas,
running through the woods and all that other stuff.
Up sheer mountains.
Up mountains, yeah.
But they made sure they unsaddled them before.
Yeah,
there was a lot of that. There was a lot of like inspirational speeches too.
Yeah.
And when you're in the light and the dark, you never chase the dark when you chase the light. And I'm like,
I was disappointed.
Yeah, they just kept teasing so many cool things.
God.
I don't know.
It was bad.
I was disappointed there was no mention of midichlorians in this movie.
Not one.
Midichlorians? This isn't. Yeah, nothing at all. They really, to me, dropped the ball with Rey.
What is the Force? Well, you move stuff and you jump around. And...
Which is great, because that is really what the Force is.
I had another question. What was the big hole in the ground? What was down in the hole?
It was like a metaphorical... It was like when Luke went into the tunnel to see himself, and like Vader was his weakness.
Yeah.
She's her own weakness.
It was
she's
that
always,
temple of reflection.
Yeah.
What a letdown that was. They were like, your parents. You see like two people walk, and I'm like, this is it. We're going to see like who her parents are. It's you.
Just
like,
another tease.
Your parents were just two nobodies that dumped you. And
Which, I don't know who said it when we were...
It was Rob.
Yeah. I can see them not being true.
that he was lying.
Can you see Disney? Because J.J. Abrams is coming back for Episode 9 to finish out the trilogy, which gives me a little bit of hope.
You think this is Captain Kirk's kid?
No, but do you think if the fan backlash against Rey's parentage is bad enough?
I don't think there will be backlash.
That
All the Star Wars people right now are typing on Facebook, greatest movie ever.
But do you think that Disney would
Probably.
change the story for Episode 9 and actually come out that her parents were somebody of importance?
No. I think it's already written.
I think that's the whole point, is like anybody can be the hero.
Yeah, and I agree, because if you look back through the history of the Jedi, and they don't have to come. They're not born. You know, the Jedi didn't have kids.
But this
Yeah.
is a
So there wasn't-
Skywalker story
I understand.
over 7 movies.
And Ben Solo is the Skywalker
Yeah.
that's going to finish the story.
Okay. I love me some Ben Solo. Idiots. I can't stand him. Oh, is he the worst? He had another baby fit. I'm glad we had another Kylo Ren baby fit.
I actually enjoy those because it shows the full rage of the Sith. Like, he should be doing those all the time, because if he's just the antithesis of rage and, like, shitty attitudes, like, he should be, like...
I'm sorry, but if you're a person who's also an experienced Force user like he is, knows the Force and all that, you can't figure out that it's not possible to stand in a field and take a million laser shots from the AT-ATs and still be okay and think, oh, that he's probably not there, because there's no way anybody could stop that. No, I don't care if they're Yoda, Mace Windu, whoever, you would have got killed.
To the movie's defense, we did not know that Force talking was available.
I never thought he could stand there and take on. And I thought when Luke came out, because someone mentioned it in this movie, Luke's going to pull a Star Destroyer out from the sky, and I was like, is he going to go like this and collapse all the things? I was going to get up and walk out if he.
That would have been amazing if he had just walked out. It had been actually him, and he had walked out and just looked at all the new AT-AT things and just gone like this and just crushed them to get away.
He's that powerful.
That would have been amazing.
One defense of that. So Kylo Ren might be powerful, but he's not disciplined.
Exactly.
All right.
Yeah. He's
Throughout the whole thing, you get that feeling that Kylo's like the athlete who never really studied in class, but can really run the ball. But he doesn't know the theory behind the game or how to actually do well. So, you know, he's throwing people around, but he's like breaking necks and things like that, and he doesn't mean to.
Yeah.
So, you know.
I agree.
Breaking necks and cashing checks. He's, I don't know.
I can't believe I'm defending Kylo Ren.
Yeah, you're defending Kylo Ren. Leave the helmet on. Christ.
What about a shirt? You got to see him without a shirt.
He did.
I love Ray.
Would you put something on or something?
You know, like, what's happening here?
I like he just stood there too with his weird tight pants. He's got like grandma thigh or like real hip
Spanx.
Well, but the worst part is, okay, back up to the Justice League movie. Aquaman shirtless, Kylo Ren shirtless.
And not the same effect.
I was gonna say, I don't think the women are gonna go,
Yeah.
ooh, I got to get me some of that.
Saber isn't going to be going to the same affection that she does with Thor.
the scene when she saw
Just
Thor
wait.
and Momoa with a shirt off compared to Kylo Ren, where it was so awkward in that scene. What are you doing? I like how they just kept dropping in on each other. It's like they got the new Amazon Echo shows and they were dropping in on each other. Hey, drop in on Kylo. Hey, what are you doing?
Put some
Nothing.
clothes on, please.
What are you doing? Nothing.
It was weird though because he brought water back with him the first time.
Yeah, well, I don't know
And that's
how
why
that happened.
Snoke was saying that he was. I don't think Snoke was as powerful as he was saying.
He was like, I made all that happen. Oh, did you? Uh-huh.
I think you're going to find out that Snoke was a puppet. Like he just.
He looked pretty powerful
see,
when he was zipping everyone around the room.
For a split second, I actually thought Hux was the actual.
Hux is horrible.
I was so sad that he didn't actually die in this movie.
He's like out of an episode of Riverdale, and he's in charge of the First
I actually
Order.
thought that he might have been the actual Sith.
It's Jar Jar Binks.
And
He might
Snoke
still
was the
he-
puppet.
He might still be. I still think that Hux guy, because I think that whole the First Order is going to turn on Kylo Ren.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's going to be
10 guys left.
They mentioned that they have more. What's those things called? Obliviator. What are those?
Dreadnoughts.
Dreadnoughts. They make it seem like there's multiple of all this stuff. floating
Hopefully they
around.
have another big
Well,
planet with a laser
except for Snoke's ship,
The supremacy.
the capital. Yeah, that's a capital.
that she light speeded through, and then it got all quiet.
That was actually pretty genius.
Laura Dern, purple hair.
And that makes that brings up the point of why did she have to stay on the ship if she's just going to pilot it away as they float off to the
Someone
planet?
needs to captain the ship. I'm like, you do?
No,
you
they
don't have an
don't.
autopilot.
Just set it on
the ship?
autopilot and go.
So-
That was the reason she had to stay on the ship,
So she could do that.
so she could be the hero.
Yeah. Yeah.
So,
And I've about had it talking about
all right.
Put a bow on this one.
Put a bow on this one. We're going to give our ratings?
Yes, but I want to say something.
Go ahead, Ken.
Is there a way that Episode 9 can redeem this trilogy?
Yeah.
Yes, it's not. I don't think this. I don't think this episode did the franchise irreparable harm.
Okay.
Because they let I agree. Yeah. I
It's just
agree.
disappointing because
Yeah.
they made it seem like something, like a big turn was going to
Yeah.
happen, or something was going
They
to
kept
happen.
a lot of this movie secret,
Yeah,
which they followed the Ken Frederick format. They didn't spoil too much of it.
Yeah.
Kept it secret.
because there's
where
nothing
you-
to spoil.
And then
There really isn't. Like
and then it was
Yoda.
just-
Yoda was the only thing they shouldn't.
Yeah.
They couldn't. have.
I don't know. To me, I don't know. I'm gonna be very. It's gonna be very hard for them to make Episode 9 worth it. That I have to buy tickets 3 months ahead of time to see this shit, where I could have just saw it on VHS.
I saw it on.
All right, let's rate this thing. Lance, is it anything this movie remind you of something from obscurity that we've never seen before? Anything?
I think I went through it already.
Ratings. Or you had to say one more thing.
Well, actually, I thought it was funny with Maz Kanata that she only appeared like in this ethereal thing.
Well, I also like that she was
She
doing.
have a GoPro following her around.
I think she had one of Maul's droids that recorded him
Yeah.
following
I
her.
don't know what was going on in that.
I don't know. That scene was more interesting. Whatever she was doing was more interesting than most of this.
Take us there so we can see that. So.
Not just sad Poe on a ship.
Just be Finn. Wake up, look for Rey, zip down to a planet, gamble for a little bit, find the collector, zip back, kill what's her name, be useless for the rest of the movie.
Oh wait a minute! No! You got to kiss the girl and make it awkward.
Yeah. All right. Do you have anything else? What?
I feel like I can fix this. Like it's weird, but I feel like there's something there that could be redeemable.
All right. We'll do a podcast called Ken Fixes Star Wars. Coming soon.
I'm just gonna start fixing.
So this is like the girlfriend that's a project.
No, it's a thing that I know that
Not that
there's
Mindy's a project, but
no. It's what it is I think that there's a way that you can make this story fit in a larger scheme. But the only way I can think about it actually working is if you have to make Rey and Kylo work together for a common threat. Like the Yavin Vong.
Maybe that'll happen.
I could see that.
Maybe that'll happen.
I thought that was what Yoda was alluding to.
And that's what I think that's going to be. I think you're going to see that maybe the First Order turns on Kylo or something, and they have to work together and be the light and the dark, the balance, and they actually work together, and that's what,
They do away with the Sith and the Jedi and just become gray Force users.
Well, but if
Yeah,
you
they
notice,
have mauve lightsabers then, and then
Ray took all the books.
yeah, so Rey has the books, but I don't know. Ratings.
all right. Ratings, let's go. We're at 45 minutes.
All right, someone go.
Justin.
2.5.
Brock.
2.5 as well.
Lance.
2.5.
Ooh.
I give it 1 star.
Whoa.
Shut the front door.
I give it 1 fucking star.
How much did you give Transformers?
I give Transformers 1 star. This movie's just as stupid as Transformers was. I don't care that this movie has a Star Wars logo over it. This movie's just as stupid as Transformers
But it
was.
had
There's
porgs.
no moment
Everything
in this
about this movie was stupid.
There's no moment in this movie that is as bad as anything that Mark Wahlberg was in Transformers.
I think they both suck, is what I think. This movie
you're
sucks, is what it is. This movie, I'm changing my ratings from 1 bald head to 1 big sock in the middle of it. Thanks a lot. Ken, your rating.
3.
Oh, 3.
Wow, this is the
You
highest.
gave Justice League 3.5.
Yeah.
And that's your business. Good night, everybody.
All
George
right.
Lucas is sad.
Sound off in the comments.
All right. Yes, please like, share, subscribe, invite. Yeah. Thanks a lot, everybody. Good night.
Later.
Night.
$54 billion.